Peace and greetings, everybody, and thank you for coming to my channel. The topic in which I'm speaking on today is Reiki, and I personally would like to just shed my own light from my journey and my own experiences when it comes to utilizing this wonderful system. I am currently right now a Reiki master teacher within the system of Usui Reiki, and I just have had a lot of insight and light shined upon me from practicing this system. And what I've noticed is this is actually something that I've been doing my whole life as far as, self-healing. But I just really didn't have anything to associate it with. And then one day I end up winning a free energy session. Like I won an energy session at a wellness center, and I had a treatment, and it was amazing. How everything transpired, the feedback in which I got from the teacher, everything was just on point. So it really opened my eyes up to want to learn these alternative ways of healing. Now, Reiki itself is a Japanese word meaning universal life force energy. And this healing modality, Reiki being universal life force energy, is also known as prana by the Hindus in Sanskrit, chi or ki by the Chinese, as well as huna by the Hawaiians. There's many different words in which you can call this universal life force energy. Over here in the West, we just call it energy. But what I've noticed the difference between these other healing modalities and Reiki is that Reiki has an attunement process. So there's like different levels to the Reiki, and this attunement process is basically a ritual in which the teacher opens the channels of the student to the universal life force energy, therefore increasing their vibratory frequency as well as increasing their overall healing ability. And the difference, or the change is extremely noticeable, like within instantly after it, or it could be within a few hours after it. But something that the student eventually develops is I call it the hot hands, because anybody who does Reiki, they really develop this. It's basically, I call it hot hands because your hands heat up instantly, especially if the person is in need of like if somebody is in need of healing. Like a situation happened one time when I was at one of my jobs and a car accident happened, and as soon as I heard it, like my hands just like, it was like a hot flash, just went straight to my hands. And it was just like, basically I was called to help heal those people. And immediately I just stopped doing my job and just went to help the people because it was a pretty serious accident. But not to be getting off too off topic, but Reiki also too was rediscovered by Mikao Usui. And I use the term rediscovered because everyone is actually born with this universal life force energy. And in one of the books in which I've read by Diane Stein, she speaks of how Reiki was given to us by the deity Shiva. I mean, depending on your, your background and your studies, whatever your deepest origin is of creation, I would pretty much just state that that's pretty much where Reiki came from, because it's universal life force energy utilized to heal yourself as well as anything and everything around you upon different frequencies and dimensions. So I really don't have an objection to it. I mean, whatever way in which you see it, let it work for you. But so far on my studies, that's just what I've came up with. I personally think come from the Sun Star series. But like I said, whatever works for you. But with that being stated, this system though, it is comprised of 5 precepts, 4 aspects. You learn various meditations and techniques such as self-cleansing. You learn how to cleanse your own aura. Is one called Biosin, which is body scanning. You learn to scan the body as well as, and by scanning the body, I mean like you're actually feeling for, holes in this person's aura, or you're feeling, it just makes you very sensitive to the person's energy, to whereas you're able to detect, a state of dis-ease on a different part of their body, or maybe mentally, emotionally, spiritually, things of that nature. Also too, the more advanced levels in which you get in Reiki, you learn the mantras, mudras, and symbols. And actually one of the first mudras in which you learn is gasho, and this is a Japanese word meaning two hands coming together. And this mudra is symbolic of compassion. And one thing I've noticed that really fuels your Reiki power is the energy of pure selfless compassion. Like the fact that you really just, it's like you have a will to want to help, and you want to, it's almost like, I don't know, let me think how I can say this. So it's like, I guess that's the main way to say it, pure selfless compassion. The energy of compassion itself is truly fueled to really boost your Reiki energy. And what I've noticed is that it's not it's actually a holistic healing process. So this is not something that you would just heal like only an ankle with, because any practitioner who does a Reiki treatment, or a traditional practitioner, let me say that, because there is many different forms of Reiki. I also want to get into that too. But a traditional Reiki teacher, they're going to treat the whole body, because Reiki itself is going to go where it needs to go. But you don't just treat one aspect of the person's body, because that one aspect is throwing everything off. That's throwing everything off balance. So you have to treat the entire body, and the energy of Reiki is going to go exactly where it needs to go. So with that being stated, Reiki is actually an error-proof healing system, or a healing art. So it's not really any wrong way in which you could do it. Like we're just going to say, supposedly, if you're at level 2 and some of the symbols, is one of the symbols that most people struggle with, and it's like the distance healing symbol. And they struggle with this because it's pretty much the longest symbol in which you can draw. And even if you draw the symbol wrong, the fact that you had pure intent to do it still works just as effectively. So that's why I say it's an error-proof healing system, because I've, even in my early practices, and I've messed up drawing symbols and stuff like that. And then after the session, the person was like, oh, well, I wouldn't tell them that I messed up, of course, but I've noticed that I still got the same positive feedback. So I could tell that the true power of Reiki goes off the intent. And from that intent of coming from pure selfless compassion, it really makes the healing process go a lot smoother, as well as it just really boosts your power. Like it's an amazing system. So also too, the secrets within Reiki, because as you go up in levels, it's considered like hidden teachings, or master teacher hidden teachings. And although these are like names for those levels, I think the true secrets lie within your own self-practice of Reiki. So by you consistently practicing it, you learn a deeper insight, because one of the things in which the system offers is enlightenment. It truly offers enlightenment. And no, this is not a religion. Reiki is not a religion. The Master Mikao Usui, who refounded or rediscovered Reiki, he was heavily influenced by I believe it's Shingon as well as Tendai Buddhism, but that was just in which he was those are the religions in which he was brought up with. But Reiki is universally known and taught by many different people of many different religions, and they all still utilize Reiki with their own faith or background. But it does offer you spiritual enlightenment. And I would say that this is just by you truly looking within yourself when it comes to this, and not looking at any outside source source. Actually, just in simplicity, just recognizing the divinity within your own being and utilizing the system of Reiki. Because as you get further in the teachings, you will understand the true inner alchemy that is going on within the being. So with the also too with the practitioner, if a practitioner is doing a treatment, the practitioner should be at ease. So they shouldn't feel as if like when people do massages on people or massage therapy, they're bent over sometime, and then over time that could develop tension in the masseuse. And what I've noticed with Reiki is if you was practicing your Reiki correctly, along with the correct postures, you shouldn't feel, tense or anything. You should be at ease. If you're doing a treatment on someone, after you're done with the treatment, you should feel like you just got a treatment, because the energy would have been flowing correctly through you, and it would have just been almost like it's just serenading your body with the beautiful aura of light. And another thing too, in which I was going to speak of when I said the different forms of Reiki. So there's many different forms of Reiki nowadays that they all stemmed from Usui Reiki, traditional Usui Reiki, but they're different forms because you got different master teachers, and of course once they become a master teacher, they apply their own customs, beliefs, and studies to their system, and that pretty much alters the system a little bit. Some of them, I would say that honestly, majority of all of them, they stick to the traditional teachings. The only thing they do is they just change things up a little bit. Like they change the precepts up. And the precepts are pretty much just like 5 elements, like 5 key things, 5 key affirmations or mantras in which are stated to, invoke a deep inner alchemy within the being. And, they change them up a little bit, but, in my own, I didn't change mine up, but if you wanted to look into them, I know some I've heard of. It's like Tumo Reiki, Tibetan Reiki, Kundalini Reiki. It's just a bunch of different Reikis. Like I said, if any of those appeal to you, cool. But I'm a originalist, if that is even a word. But I'm just a person who goes to the source. So I went to the traditional system of Reiki, and from there, I'd rather just build on the principles and stick to the original way in which things was done, because this is where it all started. So therefore, that's where the power is. So I just don't want somebody's watered down version of the original information. That's just me personally, though. But whatever floats your boat, floats your boat. Now, with that being stated, though, I actually teach Reiki here out of the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area. And I currently practice out of 2 studios. So if you are in the Milwaukee area and you are looking to learn Reiki, you can click the link below. It goes to my my Facebook or my email. Just contact me on any one of those to either schedule an appointment, or we can you can get put on the list to know when the attunement classes are, and we can get the ball rolling. So with that being stated, I thank you for your time, and I really appreciate anything. I really appreciate the number one thing in which you can give anybody, the most valuable thing you can give anybody, and that's your attention. So thank you very much for coming to my channel, and you have a beautiful day. Peace and love.